lights are out and the world is dark. I'm waiting for a tiny golden spark. I strike a match and I light the wick, listening to the clock's steady tick. The flame is dancing in the quiet air, chasing the shadows everywhere, on the wooden wall and the ceiling high, underneath the heavy winter sky. Candlelight room, shadows and gold, a story of the winter being told, safe and sound in the warm yellow glow, while the bitter north winds start to blow. It's a secret world, it's a peaceful space, like a smile upon a tired face. The wax is dripping like a silver tear, washing away every doubt and fear. I see my shadow giant still in the house on top of the frozen hill. No more screens and no more noise, just the simple and the quiet joys. Reading a letter from a long time ago, while the garden's buried in the snow. The smell of the honey and the melting beeswax, helping my lonely heart to relax. Burn slow, let the light stay through the middle of a winter day. Between the dark and the golden line, I find a peace that's truly mine. Shadows and gold, candle flame, winter peace. Woke up to a world that's changed its face, covered in a layer of silver lace. White flowers blooming on the window pane, frozen echoes of the summer rain. The light is filtered through the icy gray as I start the hours of my winter day. Not a single sound from the street below, just the quiet beauty of the early snow. Frost on the window, patterns in the eyes, living in a winter paradise. Frozen lace in the morning light, after the long and freezing night. It's a secret map, it's a silent song. This is where the winter dreams belong. I trace the lines with a warm fingertip, watching how the silver crystals slip, melting into water, clear and slow, underneath the winter sun's pale glow. Outside the wind is sharp and thin, but I'm safe and sound with the peace within. Patterns of the forest, patterns of the sea, etched in the glass for only me. Nature is an artist, cold and grand, drawing circles on the frozen land. Don't let the morning melt it all away. the silver magic find a way to stay between the warmth and the bitter cold. A story of the window being told. Frozen lace, morning frost, winter's hand.
Drop behind the glass towers at the end of the winter's golden hours. Now the sky is turning a deep indigo, reflecting off the street in the heavy snow. The city lamps flicker to a warm gold in the middle of the biting winter cold. I'm walking home through the hazy light, waiting for the coming of the night. Blue hours, snow, twilight in the town. The silver flakes are falling down. Everything is blurry, everything is blue. Thinking of the nights I spent with you. A neon glow on the frozen street, following the rhythm of the city beat. Taxi cabs moving like yellow ghosts past the silent iron lamppost. Steam rising up from the subway grate. Winter ride, but it's never late. I wrap my scarf around my face, moving through this cold and urban space. Like a million golden spirit wings. Everyone is rushing to their warm home while I'm happy in the street to roam. Indigo sky, silver ground, not a single familiar sound. In the blue hour, I find my peace, waiting for the winter's cold release. Blue hour, blue hour, blue hour, blue hour, blue hour, blue hour, blue hour. Twilight City, frozen street.
Kettle whistles a lonely high note while I wrap my silence in a wool coat. Looking out the window at the frozen lawn, waiting for the pale and winter dawn. The world is sleeping under layers of frost, finding all the peace that the summer lost. I grind the beans and I smell the dark, looking for a tiny morning spark. icy fence, making the winter world feel less intense. The city is waking with a muffled sound while the white lace covers the ground. I take a sip and I feel the glow, watching where the winter shadows go. My favorite mug, a ceramic friend, until the winter season finds its end. No need to rush and no need to run underneath the pale and rising sun. The kitchen is a sanctuary, warm and still, safe from the wind over the hill. Pour the water, let it brew. Everything is old and everything is new. In the middle of the steam and the light, everything is gonna be alright. Morning coffee, steam in the air, stay warm. A single point of crimson red in the world asleep in its bed. The berries are hanging on the frozen vine, like a drop of bitter winter wine. The birds are gone and the leaves are dead. Underneath the silver sky overhead, it's a lonely sight in the middle of the white. After the long and freezing night, frozen berries red on the snow, watching where the winter shadows go. A little bit of life in a world of ice, in this lonely winter paradise, holding on tight to the branch so thin, while the winter cold starts to sink in. I touch the fruit and it's hard as stone, standing in the garden all alone. It doesn't ask for the summer heat, walking on the empty winter street. It's a silent struggle, it's a quiet grace in this cold and empty winter space. The sun is reflecting on the icy skin, letting the light of the stars sink in. One more day and one more night before the coming of the spring light. Red and white, silver and gray, watching the winter melt away between the earth and the empty sky, watching as the winter clouds go by. Red on the snow, frozen berries, winter light. is a mirror of silver and blue, reflecting the sky and reflecting you. A solid surface on the deep, dark deep, while the water spirits go to sleep. I take a step and I hear the crack, moving ahead and never looking back. The ice is thick and the ice is clear, washing away every doubt and fear. Frozen lake mirror, walking on the water, winter's own silent silver daughter. Crystals beneath my heavy boots, far away from the summer roots. A world of glass and a world of light, in the middle of the winter night. Frozen bubbles trapped in the floor, like ghost of waves that reach the shore. The mountains are watching from every side, with nowhere for the light to hide. I glide along the edge of the world like a silver ribbon that's been unfurled. The sun is low and the sun is cold, a story of the ice being told, step by step through the empty wide, with all the secrets that the waters hide. Sky above and sky below, watching where the winter shadows go, between the surface and the empty air. I find my balance standing there, walking on water. Frozen mirror, lake of dreams.
I found my old skates in the dusty box, along with the heavy and the woolly socks. The pond is a mirror of solid blue, just like the winters I spent with you. I step on the ice and I feel the glide, with nowhere for the memories to hide. Cold air biting at my nose and ears, washing away the lonely years. Frozen pond memories, skating on the edge, past the dry grass and the frozen sedge, spinning in circles, lost in the light, under the glow of the winter night. It's a dance of the past, it's a song of the ice, in our little winter paradise. I can almost hear your laughter in the wind. Before the summer seasons had been sinned, hand in hand we moved so fast, knowing the moment couldn't last. Now the ice is empty and the sky is gray at the end of a long and winter day. Are watching with branches bare in the middle of the freezing air. One more turn before I go back to the world of the heavy snow. So slow, where the icy rivers used to flow in the rhythm of the silver blade, watching the winter shadows fade, skating on the edge, pond of dreams. Is a statue, hard and blue, waiting for the light to push on through. A silent curtain on the rocky wall, in the middle of the winter's call. No more roar and no more spray. At the end of a long and winter day, droplets are trapped in a crystal line underneath the winter sunshine. Frozen waterfall, a silent cascade in the shadow that the mountain made. Time has come to a halt, without a reason, without a fall. Wait for the sun to set it free, back to the river and back to the sea. The deep, dark ice, and in this lonely winter paradise, the rocks are ancient and the rocks are cold.
the story of the mountain being told. I can hear the heartbeat deep inside, where the liquid secrets like to hide. A palace of glass and a palace of light in the middle of the winter night. The pine trees are watching from the ridge over the frozen and the wooden bridge. The air is sharp and the air is thin, feeling the winter sink under my skin. Wait for the sun, wait for the heat to make the circle of the year complete. Between the stone and the empty ground, not a single familiar sound. Silent cascade, frozen water, winter echo. Dark chocolate melting in the silver pot. This is the sweetest afternoon I've got. Pour it in the mug with the polka dots. Tying up my worries in 1,000 knots. Add a little cream and a little bit of spice, making everything feel so warm and nice. Outside the wind is blowing so cold, but I got a story that's waiting to be told. Hot cocoa dreams, marshmallow clouds, away from the noise of the city crowd. Sweetness on my tongue, warmth in my heart. This is how a winter day should start. A little bit of sugar and a little bit of light. Everything is gonna be alright. The white fluffy cubes are floating on the top. I don't want the winter feeling to stop. Steam rising up and touching my nose, from my head down to my frozen toes. I'm sitting on the rug by the fireplace with a giant smile on my tired face. One more sip of the velvet brown, watching the snow fall softly down. The world is a cupcake, silver and sweet, with the icing on the empty street. Drink it up, let the comfort stay through the middle of a winter day. Cocoa and cream, heart and soul, making every broken pieces whole. Cocoa dreams, marshmallows, sweet winter. Cocoa dreams, marshmallows, sweet winter. of the wooden roof of the winter's magic. I have the proof, sharp and clear like a diamond's light, growing longer through the freezing night. An icicle chandelier, silver and grand, across the frozen and the silent land. They catch the sun in a frozen glare, hanging still in the winter air. Icicle chandelier, melting diamonds, watching how the winter world aligns. Crystals falling in a gentle drip, watching how the silver moments slip. It's a fragile beauty, it's a quiet grace. In this cold and silent winter space, the afternoon heat is a gentle touch. I didn't think I'd miss the sun so much, but the ice is strong and the ice is deep, while the water spirits go to sleep. I hear the chime when the wind is high, underneath the purple winter sky. One by one they start to disappear, washing away every doubt and fear, turning into water, turning into light after the long and freezing night. Shine on, melt slow, where the icy rivers used to go, between the roof and the empty ground. Not a single familiar sound. Melting diamonds, icicle light, winter beauty.
I hung the lanterns on the pine tree line, watching how the silver crystals shine. A paper glow in a world of eyes. In this lonely winter paradise, the path is clear and the path is bright. In the middle of the winter night, it leads me home to the wooden door, away from the winter's frozen road. Lantern path, light in the woods, doing all the things that cold and empty winter space. The wind is blowing but the flame is strong. This is where the winter nights belong. I hear the crunch of my boots on the track, moving ahead and never looking back. The trees are giants in the hazy light, holding the remnants of the night. Every lantern is a prayer of gold, a story of the winter being told. I'm safe and sound in the circle of light, after the walk in the winter night. Follow the glow, follow the soul, making every broken pieces whole. Between the trees and the empty sky, watching as the winter clouds go by. Lantern path, light in the woods. Lantern path, light in the woods. Heading home.
The signal is weak and the static is high, underneath a dark and stormy sky. I'm turning the dial on the old machine, searching for the things that I've never seen. A voice from the city, a voice from the coast, passing every silent telegraph post. It's a long distance call on a winter night, waiting for the coming of the light. Midnight radio, long distance winter, watching the silver shadows splinter. A song for the lonely, a song for the far, underneath the light of a frozen star. Listen to the rhythm, listen to the beat, following the rhythm of the city street. The announcer is talking about the snow, and where the winds begin to blow. I feel a connection through the empty air, finding the magic that's everywhere. Someone is listening, someone is there, losing the weight of every care. The jazz is smooth and the jazz is slow, watching the fireplace embers glow. One more hour before I sleep, while the winter secrets start to keep. Static and soul, noise and light, guiding me through the longest night. Between the dial and the empty sky, watching as the winter clouds go by. lamps are glowing in a halo of mist, a world that the winter sun has missed. The flakes are falling large and slow, covering the city in a velvet glow. No more sirens and no more cars underneath the light of the hidden stars. The pavement is a carpet of silver and gray at the end of a long and weary day. Midnight snowfall, silent city streets, where the winter and the pavement meets. Everything is quiet, everything is still, like the valley and the frozen hill. It's a city dream, it's an urban peace, waiting for the winter's cold release. My shadow is a ghost on the white brick wall, watching how the heavy shadows fall. The buildings are giants in the hazy light, holding the remnants of the night. I'm the only one awake to see this world of urban mystery. Not a single footprint on the ground, not a single familiar sound. Da 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 da. Like a cloud in the frozen air, finding the magic that's everywhere. The traffic lights are blinking red and green, the most peaceful sight I've ever seen. No cars, no noise, just the white guiding me through the longest night. Between the towers and the empty sky, watching as the winter clouds go by. Silent city, midnight snow, peace in the dark. It starts as a whisper in the chimney flue, coming from the mountains in the deep blue. A lonely sound that travels so far underneath the light of a frozen star. The wind is whistling a hollow tune underneath the hazy winter moon. And it shakes the door, dancing across the wooden floor. North wind whistles, secrets of the storm, keeping the internal fire warm. A song of the Arctic, a song of the ice, in this lonely winter paradise. Listen to the voice of the empty sky, watching as the winter clouds go by. sound of the distant sea and the ancient ice of history. The trees are bowing to the winter king while the frozen birds refuse to sing. I wrap my coat around my frame, whispering a long forgotten name. Street, just the rhythm of the wind's own beat. A ghost in the night, a spirit in the air. Magic is living everywhere. Howl at the moon, cry at the glass, watching the winter minutes pass. The storm is a teacher, the storm is a friend, until the season finds its end. Secrets in the air. Arctic I pulled it out from the back of the hall. The heavy wool that saw it all. The buttons are loose and the edges are frayed, like the memories that haven't faded or strayed. I found a ticket in the pocket side from a winter day I tried to hide. This old coat has seen the rain and snow everywhere that I used to go. Old winter coat, pockets full of dreams. Everything is softer than it seems. Wrap it tight and feel the past, finding a piece that was built to last. It's a heavy hug, it's a warm embrace, like a smile upon a tired face. There's a silver coin and a piece of string, reminders of the songs I used to sing. Walking through the park in the freezing cold, a story of the winter being told. The scent of cedar and the scent of rain, washing away the winter's pain. It fits me better than it did before, standing by the heavy wooden door. The lining is soft and the lining is deep, where the little secrets go to sleep. I'm ready for the wind and I'm ready for the frost, finding the time that I thought was lost. Wrap it tight, feel the soul, making every broken pieces whole. Between the wool and the empty air, I find my comfort standing there. Pockets of dreams, oh winter cold. Memories. White bark peeling in the winter wind, remembering the summer that has sinned. Silver birch trees standing in a row, looking like ghosts in the branches are bare, reaching for the cold and the empty air. I hear them whisper when the wind is high, underneath the purple winter sky. Silver birch whispers, ghostly white trees swaying in the cold and the winter breeze. The spirit of the forest, ancient and wise, watching the world through frozen eyes. It's a silent music, it's a silver grace in this cold and empty winter space. I walk among them and I feel the chill, standing on the side of the frozen hill. They don't need leaves to show their strength, stretching out the shadows to their full length. The moon is reflecting on the paper skin, letting the light of the stars sink in. Don't be afraid of the winter dark. Every tree is a living, breathing spark. They've seen the seasons come and go, underneath the heavy and the white snow. Listen close, hear the forest speak, for the answers that the lonely seek. Between the earth and the empty sky, watching as the silver clouds go by. Birch tree whispers, ghostly white, winter grace. The air is changing, the air is new. I can see a sliver of the sky so blue. The snow is soft and the snow is wet. The best of the winter hasn't happened yet. I hear the sound of the running stream, waking up from a frozen dream. The earth is breathing slow and deep after the long and winter sleep. Spring's first breath, the melting heart. This is how a brand new day should start. The ice is breaking, the ice is gone, in the light of a brand new dawn. Goodbye to the cold, goodbye to the white, after the long and winter night. A single bud on the willow tree is a secret sign for only me. The birds are coming from the southern coast, passing every silent telegraph post. I feel the warmth on my frozen face, moving through this quiet and empty space. The cycle turns and the cycle stays through the middle of the winter days. But now it's time for the green to grow underneath the heavy and the white snow. Let it flow, let it grow, where the icy rivers used to go, between the winter and the spring light. Everything is gonna be alright. The melting heart, first breath, welcome spring. The toaster pops with a happy sound while the snow is piled on the ground. The smell of the butter and the berry jam. I'm staying right here, right where I am. A hot cup of Earl Grey in my hand while the white covers the quiet land. The kitchen is bright and the kitchen is warm, sheltered away from the winter storm. Tea and toast, winter breakfast time. Everything is rhythm and everything is rhyme. Simple flavors and simple light. Everything is gonna be alright. It's a golden start to a silver day, chasing the winter blues away. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I watch the steam as it rises high underneath the heavy winter sky. The bread is crunchy and the tea is sweet, making my winter life complete. The radio is playing a mellow tune, waiting for the rising of the moon. I take my time and I enjoy the bite after the long and freezing night. The butter is melting on the golden crust, turning the winter gloom into dust. I'm feeling lucky and I'm feeling good, doing the things that a person should. Honey and milk, silver and gold, stories of the winter yet to be told. Fill your heart and fill your home, no more need for you to roam. Winter breakfast, tea and toast. Stay happy.
I've been climbing for 1,000 miles through the frozen paths and the winter trials. Now I'm standing where the air is thin, feeling the victory starting within. The sun is reflecting on the crown of ice in this lonely mountain paradise. The clouds are below me, wide and deep, while the valley spirits go to sleep. On the frozen peak top of the world, like a silver flag that's been
This is where the lonely hearts belong. Every rock is covered in a diamond crush, turning all the fear into silver dust.
I am the king of the empty sky,
Watching as the winter clouds go by.
no more past and no more silence between the valley and the mountain lines. I found my peace in the middle of the frost, finding the time that I thought was lost.
Higher now, reach for the stars, healing all the winter's hidden scars.
The world is small from where I stand,
Across the frozen and the silent land, frozen peak, top of the world. Breathe. The air is warming and the ice is thin, feeling the change starting within. The winter is tired and the winter is old, a final story of the frost being told. The snow is soft and the snow is wet. The best of the seasons hasn't happened yet. I see a patch of the brown-gray earth, waiting for the moment of rebirth. The last snowflake, waiting for the melt. Every single winter moment felt. Goodbye to the white, hello to the green. The most beautiful change I've ever seen. It's a new beginning, it's a quiet start, warming up the corners of my heart. The river is groaning under the weight of a spring that's arriving just a bit late. I hear the birds in the distance call, watching the winter's curtain fall. The icicles are dripping from the roof of the coming life. I have the proof, I'm ready to run and I'm ready to grow, leaving behind the heavy snow. The cycle turns and the cycle stays through the middle of the winter days. But now it's time to let it all go, where the icy rivers used to flow. Hello, the sun. Deep in the forest where the shadows grow, far away from everyone I know. A small wooden cabin with a single light, standing alone in the middle of the night. The snow is piled against the cedar logs, floating in the middle of the winter fogs. The world is a distance, the world is a dream, beside the bank of a frozen stream. The midnight cabin, solitude so deep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. No more noise and no more city lights through the middle of the winter nights. Just the crackle of the fire and the mountain air, finding the peace that's everywhere. The tea is hot and the blankets are thick, listening to the old clock steady tick. I don't need the internet, I don't need the phone. I'm happy to be standing here all alone, watching the smoke rise up to the moon, humming a slow and steady winter tune, humming a slow and steady winter tune. Every beam of wood has a story to tell of the people who used to live here. Well, I'm just a guest in the house of the trees, carried on the freezing winter breeze. Lock the door, let the snow fall down, miles away from the nearest town. In this wooden heart I find my soul, making every broken pieces whole. Midnight cabin, forest quiet, stay hidden, stay hidden. The garden is empty, the garden is white, underneath the pale morning light. I'm looking at the catalogs of green, the prettiest things I've ever seen. The shovel is resting against the wall, waiting for the winter's curtain to fall. I can see the ghosts of the summer rose underneath the heavy and the deep snows. The winter gardener, dreaming of seeds, waiting for the soil to meet my needs. Planting the rose and planting the light in the middle of the long and freezing night. It's a secret hope, it's a quiet grace in this cold and silent winter space. the bitter north winds start to blow. Thinking of the lavender and the sweet pea, a gift from the earth that is meant for me. The pots are stacked in the garden shed while the flowers are sleeping in their bed. Time is a circle and time is a friend until the winter season finds its end. Touch the glass and feel the cold, a story of the planting being told. Everything is hidden, everything is deep, while the ancient spirits go to sleep. From the dark comes the light, after the middle of the solstice night. Hope is a seed and hope is a star, shining from the places that are far. Dreaming of seas, winter gardener, waiting for spring. Tall oak doors and a floor of stone, standing in the library all alone. Thousands of voices in the paper and ink, giving me the time to finally think. The high windows show a sky of gray at the end of a long and winter day. The smell of old pages and the winter chill, everything is perfectly, hauntingly still. In the winter library, shelves of silent stories, forgotten dreams and ancient glories. Safe from the snow and safe from the gale, turning the pages of a winter tale. A world of words in a world of white, guiding me through the middle of the night. Distant land, held inside the palm of my hand, while outside the blizzard starts to roar, piling up against the heavy door. The ink is faded but the heart is strong. This is where the winter nights belong. Dust motes dancing in the lamp's glow light, while the world is turning into night. A leather chair and a quiet mind, leaving the busy world behind. Read the lines, hear the soul, making every broken pieces whole. Between the chapters and the empty air, finding the magic that's everywhere. Silent stories, winter library. Read on. Read on. whistle blows through the mountain pass, through the frozen fields and the silver glass. Steam rising up like a dragon's breath in a world that's cold as the face of death. But inside it's warm and the lights are low, watching the country covered in snow. The wheels are humming a steady song. This is where the winter nights belong. The winter train rolling through the night, iron tracks in a world of white. Distance is a memory, time is a song, moving where the frozen hearts belong. Through the tunnel and over the bridge, past the shadow of the mountain ridge. Faces in the window, blurry and pale, telling a long and a winter's tale. Going to the city or going to the coast, passing every silent telegraph post. A suitcase of dreams and a heart of lead, underneath the silver sky overhead. Oh, the porter is walking down the narrow hall while the heavy evening shadows fall. Coffee in a cup and a soul at rest, putting the busy world to a test. Click clack on the rail, through the blizzard and through the gale. The destination is far away, beyond the light of the winter day. Train in the snow, rolling on, midnight journey.
Knitted by hand with a thread of gray to keep the winter's chill away. I pull them on and I feel the soft while the wind is howling in the loft. My feet are cozy and my heart is light. In the middle of the winter night, watching the embers in the fireplace with a giant smile on my tired face. Woolen socks in a fireplace glow while the world is buried in the snow. Staying inside where the mood is sweet, with the warmth beneath my feet. It's a simple joy, it's a quiet life, away from the noise and the daily strife. Cat is sleeping on the braided rug, feeling the heat like a gentle hug. The shadows are dancing on the wooden floor. I don't wanna go outside anymore. The heater hums a steady refrain, like the sound of a distant summer rain. One more log for the orange flame, whispering a long forgotten name, wrapped in a blanket, safe and sound, while the silence is falling all around. Warm and soft, golden white, everything is gonna be alright. Let the blizzard roar, let the ice grow thick, listening to the clock steady tick. fireplace glow. Stay cozy.